morning, or afternoon, everybody. Actually, I guess it's afternoon now. Making a quick video, actually, for my oil patch or industry worker buddies out there. Maybe have their own truck or have had their truck in the past, worked in the industry. I was showing some pictures earlier on about a tank I designed, so I'm going to show you the actual end result now that it's all complete and everything in the truck. So I was doing some work on it earlier. Here, let's get this gate out of the way. So that's kind of, let me actually take one of these tailboxes. So I got these Milwaukee toolboxes there. They snap in tight to the bottom. I got that plywood in the bottom down there. So I can slide this off to the side. You see, here it is, tank and everything in there. It's looking pretty good, eh? I got tailgate lights there. Those lights come on when I turn the lights on the back. They work with those lights right there. Light up the truck and the side. Of course, there's the light on the back of the truck up there too, but obviously it doesn't work when I got the tonneau cover open there. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. Spill kit there. Some of the things I designed into this is actually this containment area here. So if fuel were to splash out of this for any reason, say I didn't get the cap tightened all the way or something, partially loose like that, and fuel spilled out, it's not going to go all over the side of the truck, down the bottom, spill out the bottom onto the ground. It's going to go down into this containment area down there. Of course, I got in my spill tray, I've got diapers and booms and everything in there, so I can take one of those and sop that up and control that spill. Same with these are rollover vents is what those are. And the way they work is if the truck goes over or leans onto one side or is absolutely upside down, fuel will not leak out of those vents whatsoever. Got a little floating ball in there, keeps fuel from coming out. That said, I still have a tube in there, and I got one on both sides. So it's very likely I will park this vehicle on uneven ground. So if it is leaning to one side or the other, and fuel blocks off that vent on that side, well, then that vent over there can still allow the tank to breathe. And I got that tube. It comes all the way to the back here right now. I don't have a containment set up for it yet, but I plan on having just a little, almost like a little oil jug or whatever, that'll be sealed up to a small degree, so any fuel that did leak out could potentially go into there. Just control that spill. A 20 gallon per minute pump with a winter hose on it. Nice good winter hose, nice and flexible even in the minus 30 degree weather. 1 inch all the way through, even all my swivel joints, elbows, everything all 1 inch. You may notice there's no fuel filter on there. I'm going to put the responsibility of filtered fuel with the co-op that I'm buying fuel from, and of course with the equipment that I'm operating. They have fuel filters that get changed once every couple months or once every month, whenever the service is required for it. Reason for that is, even though you can buy a 1 inch, let me flip this back around, even though you can buy a 1 inch fuel filter, or a fuel filter for a 1 inch line, if you ever take them apart, you'll notice on the inside it's all 3/4 inch, and it actually nozzles down to smaller than 3/4 inch, almost like 7/16, or sorry, 9/16, or 10/16, somewhere around there, 5/8. It's considerably smaller, so it restricts that fuel flow. Right now, with this tank set up the way it is, I can show you a tank that you can, with this pump and everything the way it's set up, I can empty that tank in about 4.5 to 5 minutes. That's really nice when you're standing out in either 35 degree heat or minus 30 degree temperatures. being able to fuel your machine super fast is very desirable. Because when it's super cold out there, you can't leave the nozzle in the machine and let it fuel itself. Even though that's the auto cut-off nozzle, when the fuel gets up and touches the end of that nozzle, it'll kill it, it'll knock it off, it'll shut it off. There's no guarantee that, especially in really cold weather. It could freeze up, there could be water in there, and it could keep that from releasing. And then you've got a spill. You've pissed diesel out all over the place. You got to clean that up. You got an incident that you got to report. Lots do that. So you got to stand up and fuel that machine. So when I got a pump up there set up so it'll empty that tank in 4.5, 5 minutes, I'm okay with standing in minus 30-degree weather for 5 minutes. That's not a problem. Get her done. But if you've got a restriction on there, if you've got a fuel filter on there that even the 1-inch fuel filter, you're going to double your time, even triple it. It's going to take 12 minutes, 11, 12 minutes to fuel that machine, maybe even longer, especially if you've got water in your system. That filter's starting to freeze up with water and stuff in it. Now there shouldn't be water in your tank, especially in the wintertime. There shouldn't be any water in there. A lot of the distributors, fuel distributors, will actually put methyl hydrate and whatnot into their tanks. And that said, I myself will likely be putting fuel treatment in these tanks, so it'll take care of that water. So that shouldn't be an issue. But nonetheless, just let's say that wasn't the case, and you got water starting to freeze in your fuel filter, it's going to take even longer to fuel your machine. So what else I got in here? I'll put this back here. Put this down for a second while I flip it back into place. So there, goes in nice, quick, and easy. Got my step here. I'm going to just fold this up here so a little closer. I got a propane bottle there, small one, and I got my brand new Milwaukee grease gun. Yet to be burned in. Yet to be used. I got 3 batteries for that. They're M18s. 3 batteries for that. Now again, in minus 30-degree weather, I'm not sure how this is going to pan out. And I was going to try and flip it back with that on there. Usually works. Here I'm just keeping all my tie downs and stuff in here. Simple things. I got some tape, some ribbon, just some plastic scrapers and dividers in there. Inside here I simply got some zip ties. Fill this back on top. On this side here, this is a new one that Milwaukee came out with a couple years back, but I only just recently bought it. And it's just your double tool tray. Got my miscellaneous right there. I got some pipe tape, some gas pipe tape, tape measures, some tape solder for my propane torch. Got some 3/4 inch and 1 inch plugs. In case I take any of that stuff apart, I can plug it up so it doesn't leak, doesn't spill all over the place. Got some rock chip repair for the windows in the truck. Got your screwdrivers. I got Torx, Robertson, a couple Robertson, Phillips, and just regular flathead. Just a few pairs of pliers. I'm missing one piece of pliers inside the house right now. I got 4 separate crescent wrenches, or as the newfies like to call them, it's your thumb wrench right there. Yes, thumb wrench. And then the bottom, I got my bigger stuff. A chisel, I got an impact in under the seat in the back of the truck there, along with my fire extinguisher. First aid kit and everything's inside the truck. A couple of sockets for changing the tire in the truck. Got the monkey wrench underneath there. The only reason I got these rags in here is just to keep them from rattling again around with each other. Big ass crescent for thumb wrench. Little pry bar and hammer. And this here is just a 2-inch bung plug. Bung, B-U-N-G plug, not B-U-M. And obviously, for in case it ever need to plug something up, say that cap broke off or something, I need something to plug it. But that's all there is to it. Oh yeah, tie downs. So I had him just manufacture a plate on the side to thicken up that wall. And I'm just using turnbuckles, one on each side. Securing that to the bottom anchor point on the truck. I think just one's going to be good enough. I don't think I'm going to need to move it. That thing is solid, and I don't drive like an asshole, so that'll be fine. Got the power back here, 120. Not that I've ever used it, not that I will likely ever have a need to use it, but and yeah, my PPE, some rags down there, window cleaner, WD-40 on the other side, FR hoodie, jacket, typical PPE down there. No, they're not winter boots. In the center there, I got my cell phone range extender. Other than that, not too much. Underneath the seat, I've got my toe strap, jumper cables, impact. Right there's a air pump, fire extinguisher. There's a jumper cables there. Oh, some more gloves, spare gloves. Always never hurts to have spare gloves, and tire repair kit at the bottom, so I can do a temporary tire repair on the truck. Other than that, that's about it. Buttons up nice and tight. Oh, better close that. Not with that open. There it is. So total cost, let me sit down here. Total cost on that tank itself, just the tank, not the pump or anything. It's a good aluminum tank, making it nice and light. 2 guys can lift that thing off the ground when it's empty with the pump on it. But that tank itself was $3,000 after tax, $3,400. Maybe I paid a little bit more than I needed to, because I realized that there's another shop that I could have went to see directly. The people that actually did most of the cutting and stuff on it and welding, I could have went to them directly. So the guy I asked to build it for me, he outsourced it, but it doesn't matter. He did a good job. His crew did a good job, and his crew actually did a correction for me. The fuel tap, the fuel bung at the top, where I refuel that tank with, I forgot to give him specifications to let him know what elevation I wanted at that, because that tank, it goes right up to the top of that tonneau cover. So I have specific elevations for everything, and I forgot to give him that one diagram. And the people that welded it, they just put it up there with a 1.5 inch elevation on it. So when you put the fuel cap and everything on top, it was about 1 inch too high. I needed that thing to be just a 1/4 inch off the top. And my diagram showed a 1/4 inch so that they could get a good, nice good weld around there. And so Steve, his guys at the shop there, they went and fixed that up. They cut that thing out of there and welded a new bung in there for me. Did a great job. Tightened it all back in. Looks good. I took it all off again anyways, because I wanted to put proper tape and everything on there. So anyways, so that was at $3,400 after tax for the tank. That particular pump setup that I have, a brand new 20 gallon per minute pump, that's a what is that? GPI pump, GPI 20 Pro pump, or GPI Pro 20 pump is what that is. With the 1 inch hose, the nozzle, the elbows, the automatic nozzle I should say, the winter hose, not your typical hose. Adding all that up together, that was probably about $1,200. So that's $4,600 just for that. Pretty expensive, but it pays for itself in the long run. Turnbuckles, I already had that from before, and those turnbuckles, I think you can get those from Princess Auto for like $25 or something like that. So 2 of those, $50 there. And Milwaukee toolboxes, all 3 of those there, probably, if I put them all together and average out the price on those, they're probably around, say, $150 each, $140 each. So you're looking at another $420, $450 for those toolboxes. And the tools, well, whatever tools you put in them. That grease gun, as it stands, I bought the standalone grease gun without the batteries and everything, and that one was, I think it was $200 on sale. Quite a bit cheaper. Batteries, replacement batteries for those, the M18s, I think they're about $100 for those things. I got 3 of those. Other than that, what else? The spill kit is $80. Got that at just one of the safety supply stores in town here. KMS Tools has spill kits too for pretty much exact same price. So you get those anywhere. Fire extinguisher. I got 2 fire extinguishers. I got one here sitting in the corner over here. I don't have a home for that in the truck. No place. I don't want to mount it anywhere in the back. I looked at mounting it on the side of the one of those Milwaukee toolboxes, but it's just a little bit too tall. I'd have to get a different type of mount and figure something out. It's got to be a strong mount because those things are going to take a lot of beating as you're driving down the road. So I'm going to have to rethink that one. I got a smaller tank. I got a smaller ABC fire extinguisher in the truck as well. You saw it in there when I showed the back of the truck. Technically, that's not a required size. As a contractor, you need the one I just showed you. You need that size fire extinguisher. What size was that? What does it say on here? Got this one from Princess Auto. I still see the Princess Auto sticker on it. I don't know. I think it's like a 5-pound or something like that. It doesn't actually say on here. They're rechargeable. Very good. Nonetheless, I did maintenance on that one just now, and same with the one that's in the truck. Haven't initialed it as inspected. If you've been trained in fire extinguisher maintenance inspections, you can actually do those inspections yourself too. The annual inspections are supposed to be done by a certified inspector, qualified inspector. And I'm on the wall. I'm the borderline of that. I am qualified in the sense that I know what to inspect for, what to look for, how to check it. I actually I used to teach that stuff, how to do that, but I do not have an actual certificate for that anymore. So that being said, I think we're pretty much done here. I'm gonna flip this truck around, park it back in the garage. A little bit of cleaning to do yet. Into this house a month ago, so there's still stuff all over here. Inside of the house is pretty good. The basement, there's a few things I have to sort out, but I do park on this side, but I do want to clean this all up a lot better than what it is. Here's my mats. I got winter mats in there. I just went and bought some winter mats, so I took the summer mats out. I'm going to clean those off and hang them up somewhere out of the way. Some more of my pack outs. I used to use these things when I was living out of hotels. Put all my clothes in those things, and you can snap those tool kits on top. They all snap together, and then I could just roll in and out of the hotel, clothes and everything in hand. I'll still use those, I'm sure. So yeah, I got a little bit of cleaning up to do here. Once I get that done, good to go. One day I'll do a tour of the house here. So I get my 3D printer. Oh, check this shit out. I just finished shoveling some more here. Look at that. It's almost a meter high. Well, it is a meter high. Look how wide that is now. That's, what, 3 meters wide, 2.5 meters wide. Well, 3 meters wide at the bottom. 2 meters wide further down there. It's turning into a pain in the ass to shovel this stuff out. Apparently Grand Prairie's had more snow this year than they did in 1 month, in November. They've had more snow than they did all of last year. Look at that. Wife is out for a drive right now. Took the truck for a wash here the other day. I don't like it getting too covered up in mud and salt. You drive around this town, you actually do see quite a few rusted out trucks, and that's simply because people refuse to spend money on washing their vehicle. As a result, your truck rusts out. You know what? Car wash now and then doesn't hurt. Spend a little bit of money to maintain that vehicle. Keep it clean on the inside and the outside. Check your tires. I just fueled those or aired those up yesterday. Now I kind of screwed up because look at this. Those are nitrogen filled tires. And I just used my little Canadian Tire portable air compressor to pump those things back up. They were down to 200 or 2.4 bar. And or 2.2 bars where they were down to, and they were supposed to be up to around 2.8 bar. That little piece of shit air compressor, it works good. Don't let me criticize it too much, but it struggles to get to 2.7 bar. So I got 2.7 bar in there. Basically 2 pounds of air, but 3 pounds of air. But nonetheless, I put 3 pounds of air inside those nitrogen filled tires. Whatever. I didn't want to pay to get them pumped up at GM. Other than that, everything's good. Look how beautiful that day is. Temperature wise, it's only about, I think, -9 or -10. Christmas tree lights on up in there. But it is a beautiful day nonetheless. I hope you all enjoyed the tank show, the tank event. For now though, friends, family, loved ones, and all you other fuckers, love y'all. Peace out.